Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, and this is an RM Cascadian travel log. Cruising during COVID. I'm going to go over my recent cruise on the Carnival Breeze. We're back. The fun is back on the Carnival Breeze during this time of COVID. Now, normally when I travel, I post a lot of pictures and kind of commentary for friends and family and people like that while I'm traveling. This time I did something different. I did these I called it 2 minutes of vacation shorts, and I posted those along with the pictures. So I decided when I get back, hey, let's put together a travel blog or vlog. It's a video, travel vlog of this little adventure. So that's what I've done here. Now what I'm going to do is I'll start each segment with the 2 minutes of vacation that I posted, and then we'll follow that with photos and some commentary on each of these different kind of areas, some review. Like on this particular first video, this is essentially embarkation day, travel day, embarkation day. So we'll start with the real Will Rogers World Airport, and then the Marriott Houston South Hobby Airport Hotel, where I overnighted in Houston. And we'll follow that, of course, with embarkation and my room 1340, a 1A on the Carnival Breeze. We're going to take a look at that and have a review of that as well. So if you're interested in the room, that'll be at the end of the video. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to start here right now with the first 2 minutes of vacation, which was not 2 minutes because it was just in the airport, and it was the very first one I did. It was a little, what can you say about an airport? I don't know. You'll see coming up. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to start with that video, the short I did, and I'll be back, and we'll talk about the Will Rogers World Airport before we head on out to Houston.
Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, and I am traveling now. And normally, I post a lot of pictures when I travel, but this time I thought I'd try something different and do some quick video shorts, little 2 minutes of vacation video shorts. Right now I'm at the Will Rogers World Airport. Having breakfast at the grill here at the Will Rogers World Airport before boarding a direct flight to Houston Hobby. I'll post some pictures down below like I normally do, and there's nothing exciting going on right now. Just normal airport stuff. Going to have my flight here in just a little bit. Some breakfast beforehand, and then I'll see everybody at my hotel down at Houston Hobby. Also, too, for my son, hi Nolan, I love you, and I will call you later.
Okay, so what can I say? What can I say about the Will Rogers World Airport? I can't even say the name. The Will Rogers World Airport. It is the airport here in my local town, the town where I was born, Cowtown, Oklahoma City. It's a small airport. That's both good and bad. Being a small airport, it's pretty easy to navigate. I mean, it's very easy to navigate. Security, there is very, very rarely a wait at security, like maybe a minute or something. It's pretty easy to get through security. Now, one of the bad things, though, with being a small airport, there's not a lot of places to hang out or eat. And you can see here, this is a picture of the food I got at the restaurant at the at Oklahoma City airport. And it was as bad as it looks. Oh, my God. It was horrible. And, that was $21 with tip. It was $21 with tip. And yes, I still tipped. I mean, even though it was dog food, even though it was a plate of dog food, I did still tip, of course. And what can I say? Because the waitress was nice. She definitely tried. It was a participation tip. We're going to call it a participation tip. But the food was awful. The other bad thing about it being a small airport is it doesn't go a lot of places, especially direct. I mean, you can get anywhere in the world from any airport, but direct flights out of Oklahoma City are usually to like hubs, like Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Atlanta, Denver. Occasionally, you might get a direct flight, to Baltimore. Sometimes you can get a direct flight to Baltimore. Sometimes Orlando. Sometimes Las Vegas. So that's a drawback on it, but it is a nice enough little airport, and it got me. I got a direct flight to Houston since I'm going to Houston on Southwest Airlines. The airlines rock. That airline rocks. Southwest Airlines, and that's not a paid thing. That is, I just happen to think they do a really good job. Southwest Airlines runs on time a lot. They don't nickel and dime you to death with like baggage fees. You know, it's like 2 bags standard checked, you know, and a carry on. I mean, I hate that. I hate where it's just this, well, oh, you'd like to bring clothes with you on your trip? Well, that'll be $25 extra. Well, of course I'm going to bring clothes. What am I going to do? Wash what I'm wearing the whole time? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Why does an airline, there should always be at least 1 bag included. Always. Anyway, I digress. They include that, and you know, their staff's really friendly and professional. So I love Southwest Airlines. I take them whenever I can. And I took them to Houston, which is where we're headed next. The next video will be my 2 minutes at the Houston Hobby Airport. It's called the Marriott Houston South Hobby Airport. Really long name, but it's a hotel there by the airport. It's a free shuttle. So we're going to look at the 2 minutes of vacation short for that hotel. And then we'll do a review of the hotel. We'll talk about that before we head on to the ship.
Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, and directly behind me here you can see the Houston Marriott South Hobby Airport Hotel. I love this sort of hotel. I love it because it's got a great open atrium type of lobby. And I love the way all the rooms look out, you know, into the middle. I mean, I can get a little claustrophobic. I watch too many YouTube conspiracy videos. That's what it is. And, you know, I stay in a lot of hotels, and I just stay in a lot of normal hotels with like the long sort of shadowy hallways, and they kind of branch off, you know, it's kind of labyrinth looking for your room there, you know. But I'm always thinking, yeah, you know, what if someone just jumps out and gets me and I end up in a water tower on top of the hotel. So I love this sort of thing. All the doors face out. Everybody can see what's going on. And there's a great, you know, it's just a great place to hang out. There's plenty of room here to hang out. You can see the glass elevators behind me. It's another thing, kind of claustrophobic. So if I'm going to do an elevator, I prefer it's a glass elevator. And usually these sort of hotels will have glass elevators. So that's cool too. The other great thing about this is that it's near the Houston Hobby Airport. And like most airports, Hobby's kind of in a sort of semi-industrial area, so there's not a lot of places to eat or hang out in this area. But this hotel has a restaurant and a bar on site, so it's a great place to hang out. And, you know, it's got this huge lobby to hang out in too. So it's really cool. It's got a great pool area and a fitness area. I'm going to check out the pool here in a little bit. I just had a snack. I'm going to check out the pool, check out the hot tub, and then, you know, come back down here later tonight and have some dinner, maybe have some drinks. And this is it. This is my place for 24 hours. I'll be here, and then I'm going to grab a transfer at Hobby and head down to Galveston, board my ship, the Carnival Breeze, tomorrow morning. And that's the next place you'll see me. The next place you'll see me is in Galveston, hopefully on the ship. Well, I might do something in town. We'll see. Maybe I might take a few shots around town or something, but maybe in the ship in my room by that point. So that's the next place I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow in Galveston. Meanwhile, check out some pictures down below of the hotel and dinner and stuff, and we'll see you later.
Okay, that was the Marriott. What can I say? Most of the positives I did cover in, you know, just in that 2 minutes short. I really did like the hotel. It was great. The Hobby Airport, like most airports, is a semi-industrial area. There's not a lot around it. This airport hotel had both a bar and a restaurant in it. Perfect place to hang out for the night. The restaurant was pretty good. It wasn't that bad. You can see from the picture there, it was a very attractive presentation. And if the fish was a little dry, that's okay. I mean, I did think it was fine. It was not bad at all. And I would definitely stay there again. So that's the major pluses you heard. The drawback to this hotel for maybe a lot of people. Now, I anticipated this. This is an airport hotel. It's right on I-45, which if you're not from Houston, you haven't been through Houston, I-45 is their major, like, north-south artery. It's you know, interstate. And it's loud. It's loud all the time. It never stops. Houston is the city where the traffic never sleeps. And so it can be loud. And yeah, I could hear it in my room, that's for sure. But I did anticipate that. It wasn't that bad, but some people, especially if you are a light sleeper, I'm a little light, kinda. Although it didn't bother me, not enough not to sleep. But if you're a little light sleeper, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it, especially my room did face I-45 as well. Maybe keep that in mind. You can always request. I've never had a requested anything go through. Let me say that. I'm going to say that right up front because people always say that in videos and on blogs and stuff. You can always request to have your room changed and they'll be happy to help you. No, they're never happy to help. Sorry, we're full. Sorry, yeah, you want to change your room off of I-45 where to be quiet? No, I'm sorry. All the quiet rooms are gone. All of them. I know you booked 3 years in advance. I know, but everyone else booked 3 years in a day in advance. So sorry. So anyway, I'm not even going to say that to request a different room. You can try it. Good luck. But it wasn't that bad. I did like it. I would stay there again. Now, here's the one thing that might keep me from not staying there again. See that cup of coffee? That is the only cup of coffee in the room. That's it. You only got one cup. It's like it's not Keurig, but it's like a single-use coffee pot. And you got one cup of coffee. One. And there could be 2 people in that room. Now, there wasn't. I'm traveling solo, but there could have been 2 people in that room, and I don't share. Coffee for me is like air. It's like blood. I got coffee right here, right now. Right here, right now. I'm not going to share that. I can't get through a day. I normally have more than one cup, just in a normal day. So that might keep me, I don't know, maybe I'll take my own little coffee packets or something next time. Maybe remember that. If you're going to stay there, take your own coffee packets. Again, maybe I could have asked for more. Maybe. I probably would have said they're out. Sorry, we're out. That's it. Only one per room. That's why you only got one. We're almost out. We had to save some of these. It's COVID. Everything's running out. Can't get a straw, can't get coffee. So that's the one thing that would hold me back. No, I would stay there again. I would. I did like it. It was a nice hotel. And I took the shuttle from the hotel back to the airport. Now, the Carnival shuttle's convenient. You don't have to arrange an Uber or anything. It's a relatively good price. I think it was like $35 each way. But it was a wait. It was a wait. I mean, we spent a long time waiting for the bus to leave because it doesn't leave until it gets full. And a lot of people on the breeze, I guess, drove, Vista was leaving the same day as us, and their bus, like 3 of their buses left before ours got full and was able to leave. So yeah, it was a little bit of a wait, but otherwise it's a good enough transfer down there. And hey, you know what? I didn't care. I was so excited to go. I was so glad to be able to go. I'm still excited. Even thinking back, still excited to be able to finally take a cruise again and just get out of the country. Get out of town, get out of the country, take off. So I was really excited. And hey, there we were. We were at the ship. It was awesome. Now, embarkation, people always, what was embarkation like? It was the same as it always is. It's never going to change. Actually, it has changed over the years. It's better than it used to be, you guys. 20 years ago, embarkation, it's not, now it's easy. And it was pretty easy. Even with COVID, even with having to check with COVID, run through the checklist and stuff. It was about 30 minutes top. From dropping off my luggage to walking on board the ship, about 30 minutes tops. So it wasn't that bad. Now, I'm going to say this. When you get on the ship, go do your muster drill. It is not hard. It is so easy. It is so fast. That's actually what I did. I got on, that's not the first thing I did. First thing I did was I got a drink. That's my tradition. I don't buck tradition. Okay. That's a family tradition. Where I get on the boat and I get something to drink. And I did. I got something to drink. I got the drink of the day. It was delicious. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. But I got the drink of the day. And then I went up one deck from lobby. Deck 4 was where my muster station was. And it's in the new smoke-free casino on the breeze. They converted a conference room into a sort of casino. It was a little tight in there for a casino. I don't see how that plays out. I hope it works. I hope it works for them. That's where my muster station was in there. And I'm not kidding. It was like 3 minutes total. It only took like a minute to show me how to put on, the life vest. I just had to wait a little bit longer because, we're waiting for more people to get there. So he wasn't just showing it just to me. But and then it was done. You're done. You're free for your cruise. So get on board. Get a drink. If you drink, get a non-alcoholic drink. Get a Coke. I don't know. Get something. Do whatever you got to do that is your first thing on board. And then go to your muster. Go to your muster station next. After that, I got some lunch. I got some lunch at the Seafood Shack. And I got this super cute. I got another drink. I got in this super cute cup, my funnel cup. The funnel, isn't that great? I love that whale tail funnel. I never buy the souvenir glasses anymore, but I bought this one. It was too cute. So I got that. I got some lunch at the Seafood Shack, which actually I'll cover that tomorrow. We're going to do food for the next episode. I say tomorrow's episode. I don't know if it'll be up tomorrow. I'm going to try. We'll see. Tomorrow's episode, we'll cover food. So we'll cover that then, because after I ate lunch, it was time to go down to my room. And it was my first time eating the Seafood Shack. This is my first time on the boat also as a platinum card holder. I finally reached that level of the Carnival loyalty program. So I got my platinum card. What do you get for that? I don't know. Some water and some strawberries, which I never ordered. And you get a pin. Normally I think you're supposed to get was mine a platinum pin? I don't know. I got a pin. I got a luggage tag. I really don't remember the rest of it. But I got this card, and the card is platinum, and then everybody can see. See, that's what it's for. Everybody can see you're a platinum member. So I got my card, and I went down to 1A. 1A is the very first type of room I stayed in, was a 1A room on my very first cruise on the Carnival Sensation. And so this one, I went on, I haven't been on a 1A type of room since. I've been in interior rooms, but not a 1A. And this was a really good deal. And so we're gonna come back to that. That this was a really good deal during the review. But first, coming up, this is my 2 minutes in the room, my 2 minutes of vacation in the room, and then we'll do a room review, and we'll talk about this room, this 1A room on the lowest deck of the ship. Coming up next.
Hi, I'm Jason Sterling. Welcome to my cabin. I'm on board the ship. I finally got on board the ship. This is don't laugh. This is my cabin. It's a little small. It is a little small. This is a 1A here on the Carnival Breeze. It's the smallest cabin on the lowest deck of the ship. But it is really great for a solo traveler, which I am on this particular voyage, a solo traveler. And it also works for two people. It's got kind of a bunk here that drops out of the ceiling. And it's got enough storage. I'll turn around here. You can see all the closets there. It's got enough storage really for two people. It really does. Now, the only drawback is there's only one chair. Well, not even a chair. There's only one place to sit in this cabin, and it's this little kind of stool down here. Can you see that? Yeah, that. With my towels on top of it. That's it. And the bed. Now, it works for me because I'll just lay on the bed if I'm watching TV, which I'm never in the cabin. Actually, it works great for me because I'm never really in the cabin much, except to sleep and to change clothes. Which I just did. I just changed clothes. I'm going to dinner in a little bit to 555 Fahrenheit, the steakhouse here on the ship, upstairs, and I'll post some stuff about that. But it is a great cabin. It's a great cabin for a solo traveler. This only cost me $125, 5 nights. It's the cheapest I've ever taken a cruise ever. So it was a great cost. And I think even, that was a deal. It was a deal. But I think even under normal prices, it's pretty inexpensive. So if you're cost conscious, or if you'd rather spend your money on other things, like the spa or the casino or excursions or what have you, it's a great room for that. It's also great, for a solo person, but also for two people. It will work for two people. There is enough storage space. And it's really great for, I'd say, like two teenagers. You know, if you're a family and you've got two teenagers, or you've got one teenager and they want to bring a friend or something, you can stay across the hall and they can stay in here, in the sort of bunk bed setup, and it works out really, really great. So this is my room. I'm going to post some static shots down below so you can really see it, and then I'm off to dinner. I'm headed upstairs to the steakhouse, and I'll see you guys there.
Okay, so that was it. That was the room. And again, a lot of the positives I kind of highlight in that little 2-minute video. I do think it's great for a solo traveler. I do think it's great even for a couple. And you kind of heard the drawback there of the seating. That is a big drawback in that room. And I would say, really, Carnival, is a chair that expensive? Because I could grab one at Home Goods for you and bring it along. It's like $60, you know? And that's like full, that's me paying retail. That's retail. I'm sure they can get them cheaper. Carnival probably gets chairs like $5 a piece. So, I think that room could use a chair along with its stool, but it is a great room. It's got a standard sized bathroom. It's got plenty of storage. As you can see in pictures here, I'm running these pictures, and it's got 2 beds. So what can I say? It is great from that. Now, here's the problem with this room. This was a big problem, you guys, especially the first night because I wasn't aware of it. Now, keep in mind, this is room 1340 on the Carnival Breeze. It's on deck 1. It was loud. It was so loud. I don't know what the noise was. My thought is, given where it was located, it either has something to do with ship's laundry venting, like maybe the dryers and stuff, or it was the smokestack. And it was really loud at night. It got louder at night, especially in the middle of the night when you might want to sleep. It got really loud. And the first night I had trouble sleeping. That's how loud it was. Now, after that, I did buy earplugs, and that took care of a lot of it. I will say this, the bathroom was soundproof. Bathroom, you couldn't hardly hear it at all. So, sleep kind of curled up in a fetal position because the bathroom's small. On the floor in there, maybe? I don't know. But I got earplugs. It did help. It did bring it down. And I stay up late anyway when I'm on a cruise. I don't normally. But when I'm on a cruise, I do stay up pretty late. So, I got to my room usually and just crashed and passed out anyway. So, what can I say? But it is loud. Be mindful of that. And I imagine all the rooms around it are loud too. And probably each of the decks above it, loud as well. Especially if it's going to be the smokestack, because that's going to go all the way up through the ship. Oh my God, it was really loud. Let me reemphasize that again. It was loud. Did you miss that? It was loud. Now, that was about the only drawback, really. It was. It was a good room and a good price, I would say, or the two drawbacks, because no chairs. And the chairs, it's not just TV. If you're going to eat room service, remember, you're going to be standing in standing room only, so keep that in mind, too. Now, would I stay in this room again? Yeah, I would, if it was the right price. Like I said, this room, it was $125. That was it total. Okay, one not taxes. Put taxes on there, taxes and tips, but $125 and that was it. I didn't have to pay for two people. Okay, that's the other thing. I've never sailed on Carnival where I didn't either pay a single supplement. Back in those days, it used to be you could book a room, you paid just your fare, the single fare, and then you paid a supplement. Back in the day, it used to be about $150, I think, something like that. I can't remember. I only did it once. Every other time I've been on Carnival, I've paid double. When I've traveled alone, I paid for both people, even if there was no one else in the room. So, okay, in this case, I paid for one person, myself only, $125 for 5 days. That's $25 a day. Was the room worth it for that? Yeah, it was. You get what you pay for. You do. And but it was a good room, and it had a great room steward, had a great, room attendant. He was a great guy, fantastic, and Swar. I'm pronouncing that wrong. That's who it was. He was excellent. Excuse me. So, yeah, I would stay there again under the right price, right circumstances, because it was a good price. And I think knowing in advance what you're getting into with the noise, which is a bigger issue really than the seating, because you're probably not going to be in your room watching TV or eating room service all that much anyway. You can always sit on the floor. What can I say? The noise, knowing that in advance, I just bring earplugs in advance and maybe some Benadryl. Knock yourself out. Stick the earplugs in, knock yourself out, go to sleep. You'll be fine. The bed was comfortable. Bed was fine. And I would stay there. And if you're a cost-conscious cruiser, like I said, and this is your chance to go in this room at a great price, then yeah, I'd do it. I'd do it if it was me. I'd do it if it was you. And the rest of the ship is at your disposal. You don't have to stay in that room. You're not trapped in there. Unless you end up in quarantine. But I think they actually put you in another room for quarantine if that happens, like a cove balcony room. That way you have some access to the outside. That's what I think. That's what I've heard from people online. They could change that. That's just what I've heard. But you're not trapped in that room. You can go out the rest of the ship. Those ships at your disposal. And so, yeah, I would do it. And I do think it's a good room. I think that it's good enough for the right price. Like I said, I've stayed in 1A before, very first trip. I've stayed in an outside room. I have stayed in a suite. I've even stayed in a grand suite before. My last several cruises, in fact. Well, no, my last cruise was an outside room with my son. Last several before that were suites. And, so I have a pretty good frame of reference that this is a good enough room. It is. That's the point of that, is that, yeah, compared to every other room I've stayed in on this ship, I would stay in this room again. Nothing wrong with it. So that's it for this episode. Next time, we're going to look at food. I go to the steakhouse. I went to the steakhouse on this trip, did the chef's table on this trip. I did Cucina the Capitano, the Captain's Kitchen, on this trip, which I might save for a separate video because that's a pretty good review. I might take that out of the food video, put it in another video. I had not eaten there in 5 years. I tried it one time 5 years ago, and it wasn't that bad. I just wasn't that impressed. So I thought this time, hey, I'll give it another try. I'm gonna give it another try. So that's a kind of a interesting take on that. But I did eat, the Chef's Table, the Steakhouse, Seafood Shack, as well as a whole bunch of other, normal free options on the Carnival Breeze. And so we're going to do food next time, and formal night, and we'll take a look at that. I hope you'll join me then. In the meantime, for this time, thanks for watching.